As a whole, 2021 was a great year for the CubeCraft server. A ton of new games came out, we got 2 new regions to play on, CubeCraft started to test out some RPGs, there were a bunch of seasonal updates, some updates to existing games, and there were a lot of new players trying out the server. 2022 is now a couple days old, and that means brand new opportunities for CubeCraft. To start off the year, we are going to be going through updates and changes that I would like to see happen in the server throughout 2022. I'd love to hear what you'd like to see CubeCraft update this year as well, and if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. Anyways, on to the video. The first update I want to talk about is more RPGs. Last year, CubeCraft started to play around with the RPG game modes, making the Spring RPG and Magic and Mayhem. From what I remember, the Spring one was really fun. It was simple, but you got to explore around the lobby, doing quests and gathering gear, and then eventually fighting the evil bunny boss. The Magic and Mayhem game had more of a storyline and a lot more effort put into it, and in my opinion, it was one of CubeCraft's greatest games. There were a lot of glitches with it though, and some parts of it didn't feel tested out enough, or really thought out, which I think was a big reason why they stopped it after a month. It did bring a lot of new players to the server, and I still get comments saying it was their favorite game mode and asking what happened to the game. So I think in 2022, and even beyond, RPGs can be the future of CubeCraft. Obviously, there should still be PvP related games, but there isn't a lot of games for people who don't want to sweat other than Skyblock, and that game hasn't been updated for over a year. Making a new RPG, continuing Magic and Mayhem, or even making Skyblock have its own RPG would be an awesome update. Private games is the next update that I would love to see in CubeCraft. Although this is already a thing in Java Edition for content creators, being able to make private games in Bedrock would be awesome. And it could also be for regular players. CubeCraft has teased at it once or twice, and they even have a small prototype of it.
What? A private game?
But there hasn't been any big announcement. It could be as simple as a game of Egg Wars or Sky Wars that is just you and your friends and you can mess around in, or they can make it a lot more complex and have a ton of commands and settings you can mess around with, kind of like your own CubeCraft sandbox. It would make content creation a ton easier in my opinion, and open up new ways on how videos look. For non-content creators, private games could be accessed by a rank, or it could be one of the rewards of VIP levels, which is the next update I want to talk about. VIP levels are very confusing at the moment. If you don't know what they are, you get VIP experience by buying a rank on the server. That experience goes toward your VIP levels, and once you get enough experience, you level up. The first VIP level gives a profile border, 5 extra friend slots, a win effect, 1 extra party slot, different name colors, and access to the Skywars Chaos game. The next levels give more rewards and friend slots, and you can achieve up to VIP level 5, which takes 1500 XP. It's a pretty complex system, and I still don't fully understand it, but there are 2 things that I think would benefit the VIP levels. First being giving different rewards every level. The first level is good because you get more friend slots, some cool name colors, and even access to an entire game mode, but after that, it's pretty much the same thing. Having different rewards like access to private games in VIP level 3 would be a nice refreshment. And second, if you don't have any money to spend on the game, there's no way to access any of these rewards. Combining the VIP levels and the player server levels that you see in the XP bar in lobbies would help this. You get server levels by just playing the game, and to my knowledge, there are no rewards for getting to certain levels. Maybe every server level could give you a very small amount of VIP experience, so for the people that grind the game also have a chance to get some VIP rewards. An update that could grow the CubeCraft community and the YouTube community would be events and tournaments. The CubeCraft forums and Discord are a great place to talk to others about the server, but there isn't much in-game community other than Egg Wars Lobby 1. A couple months ago, the staff made a small Squid Game map on the server and got a bunch of people on the Discord to come and play, but it wasn't really announced and it was more just for fun. If CubeCraft were to take an idea like that and actually organize it and announce it, it would be a great way to create community in the game. Tournaments would also be good for the community, but more to grow the YouTube side of it. At the end of 2021, a couple CubeCraft YouTubers and I put together a Skywars and Egg Wars tournament for YouTubers, and even though it wasn't planned out the best, it did give a lot of smaller creators a chance to be seen in the community. If CubeCraft organized one where it was actually coded so we didn't have to use parties, and then it was also advertised by them, it would be even better for the community. More games would be an update that everyone would love. More things to do on a server is always better, and this could be done by making new games. There are a lot of different games that they could add, or CubeCraft could bring over games from Java as well. But before they add new games, they have to update their old ones. Games like survival games need a content update, and there are other games like Minorware which desperately need help with lag issues. And that brings us to our next topic, bug fixes. Half of the time when you log into CubeCraft, the first or second game you play, you run into a bug or a glitch. These bugs can range from being stuck in your cage after a Skywars game starts, to not being able to craft an item in Skyblock. And yes, I know that it's not easy to fix a bug, but when most players on the server can't play a game the way it's intended, something needs to be changed on how bugs are fixed. An update like this would attract new players looking for clean gameplay and allow existing players to keep playing the games they love. And one of the last things we need as an update this year is to Skyblock. Although this is very biased and could have gone with the updating old games category, this game mode needs an update. It may not look like it, but a huge part of the community plays Skyblock, and we have lost a lot of the CubeCraft community because it hasn't been updated. Pretty much every other game mode in CubeCraft can survive without being updated, as they are all PvP related, but CubeCraft Skyblock is a unique Skyblock that brings non-competitive people to the server and makes you grind for months, and at the moment there isn't even some sort of ending. The good news with this one though is that the staff team is fixing a lot of Skyblock bugs at the moment, and there are new ones popping up, which means they are working on something. I'm really hoping an update to the game is very close, we need it. But yeah, those are some of the updates I would love to see CubeCraft achieve in 2022. Not only are most of these updates content that players already want, but I also believe that updates like private games and new RPGs are content that could really grow the server this year. Anyways, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And other than that, hope you all have an awesome day. Bye!